let's get a little crazy, because gaming should be fun. Hey, this is Mist Valley Gaming. I'm Dread, and the game is Mist Valley's The Dragon Age series, Season 1, Dragon Age Origins. Don't forget to smash all over your like button. Lick it up like it's a pork chop that fell on the floor of the barn and you just can't wait to sink your teeth into it. Leave me a comment, suggestion, or tell me what the heck are you doing anyways. And if you really like what's going on here, then there's a subscribe button and a little bell icon beside it to the right of it for notifications for my next video. Any of these would be great, but I just appreciate you stopping in to view. I'm bringing the cray-cray. This game's bringing the fun. Dragon Age Origins. Let's do this. So, where were we? Well, let's do a brief rundown here. Our name is Eldrin Kuzland. We were royalty? Kinda sorta royalty, minor royalty, in the land of Ferelden. Our father was the Theron, basically like a baron. He had his own Therony, not barony, of yeah, and he watched over his lands and his people, all under the king. Kings have only come back to the land of Ferelden not that long ago. So before that, they were ruled for much time by the Orlesian kingdom, and yeah. During that time, there was the Grey Wardens who got thrown out of Ferelden because one of them tried to take over the throne. So that happened, and yeah. Anyways, Ferelden eventually won their freedom, put their rightful king back on the throne after much time, and Ferelden went to war with the Darkspawn. The Darkspawn were pouring up from underground in Ferelden. A blight was happening, the fourth blight, I believe, that the Thedas has seen, and it was going to spread across the entire continent if not stopped, led by an archdemon, a jet black dragon from deep inside the earth. Thing of pure evil. So the Grey Wardens are always the impetus to stop this, as they are specially trained to stop the blight. And a Grey Warden showed up at our father's castle. And that same night, our troops are supposed to be, same day, whatever, our troops are supposed to be marching out to meet up with the king's troops for the big battle. Unfortunately, the guy for the next tyranny over, Arl Howe, excuse me, showed up by himself and said, yeah, unfortunately, my troops won't be here till tomorrow. And our father said, well, that's no good. We got to send them tonight. So I'll stay here with you and march with your troops tomorrow. I'll send my oldest son, Fergus, and all my troops out tonight to battle. So that happened, and then during the night, Arl Howe's troops attacked our castle, and end up killing father, mother, and older brother's wife and young son, and everybody else. And we escaped with the help of Duncan, the Grey Warden, who then has put us in the Grey Wardens and said, I'm sorry, I know you want revenge, but that comes second. And so we did meet the king, and the king said, I will deal with this. This tragedy that happened to your family. Don't worry. There will be justice once this war is over. And then the king got betrayed by his most trusted advisor, who was supposed to rush in and save the king and the Grey Wardens and a few troops there. They were supposed to draw the Darkspawn out, and then the rest of the army supposed to rush in, and he's like, no, we're all going home. And left the king to die, and it looks like Duncan the Grey Warden probably died too, and a bunch of the troops. And yeah, you and Alistair are the only two Grey Wardens left, and you only survive because this lady, Morgan, her mother Flemeth, and they are both witches, apparently turned into a giant bird and plucked you off a tower just before you died, and then they healed your wounds and stuff. So here we are. This is where we find ourselves. And now we are off to talk to Flemeth, after having talked to Morgan last episode. We're off to meet with Flemeth and have a talk with her, and we're eventually going to have to find out Alistair and I, as the last Grey Wardens in Ferelden, with a Blight on, what exactly are we supposed to be doing? What is the point of this game from here on out? So let's go.
See, here is your fellow Grey Warden.
Oh, sure.
You worry too
puppy.
much, young man.
You're alive. I thought you were dead for sure.
I get that a lot. Takes more than a few Darkspawn to kill me.
Duncan's dead. The Grey Wardens. Even the King. They're all dead. Oh, this doesn't seem real. If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you? You've never told us your name?
Names are pretty, but useless. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right. You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not?
I suppose we should thank you. When in the presence of a powerful witch who saved your life, probably a good idea to be polite.
If you know what is good for you, I suppose you should.
Is there some way we can repay you?
All that I wish you to do is what you are meant to do. It has always been the Grey Warden's duty to unite the lands against the Blight. Or did that change when I wasn't looking?
Dang, Eldrin Guzland, you're a handsome man. See, mate. Thanks to Loghain, the land is hardly united. That's the king's trusted advisor.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would he do it?
Now that is a good question. Men's hearts hold shadows darker than any tainted creature. Perhaps he believes the Blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The Archdemon.
What could the Terran hope to gain by betraying the king?
The throne? He's the Queen's father. Still,
Oh,
I can't see how he'll get away with murder.
You speak as if he would be the
Killed his
first king to
son-in-law.
gain his throne that way. Grow up, boy.
If Al-Eamon knew what he did, he would never stand for it. The Landsmeet would never stand for it. There would be civil war.
Arl Eamon, the Arl of Redcliffe?
I suppose. Al-Eamon wasn't at Ostagar. He still has all his men. And he was Kaelin's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the Landsmeet. Of course, we could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help.
Keep in mind that Loghain was also an honorable man.
The Jarl would never do what Tairn Loghain did. I know him too well. I still don't know if Al-Eamon's help would be enough. He can't defeat the Darkspawn horde by himself.
Surely there are other allies we could call on.
Of course! The treaties! Grey Wardens can demand aid from dwarves, elves, mages, and other places. They're obligated to help us during a blight.
I may be old, but dwarves, elves, mages, this Arl-Eamon, and who knows what else. This sounds like an army to me.
So can we do this? Go to Redcliffe and these other places and build an army?
I doubt it will be as easy as that.
And when is it ever?
It's always been the Grey Warden's duty to stand against a blight. And right now, we're the Grey Wardens.
So you are set then, ready to be Grey Wardens.
I don't suppose you could offer any more help.
Now that you mention it, I do have one more thing to offer.
The stew is bubbling, Mother dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve, or none?
The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them.
Such a shame. What?
You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears.
That's great writing. Oh, man. Thank you, but if Morgan doesn't wish to join us...
Her magic will be useful. Even better, she knows the wilds and how to get past the horde.
Have I no say in this?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for years. Here is your chance. As for you, Wardens, consider this repayment for your lives.
Was this your idea all along?
Pardon me, but I had the impression that you two needed assistance, whatever the form.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but won't this add to our problems? Out of the wilds, she's an apostate.
If you do not wish help from us illegal mages, young man, perhaps I should have left you on that tower.
Point taken.
Mother, this is not how I wanted this. I'm not even ready.
You must be ready. Alone, these two must unite for Eldon against the Darkspawn. They need you, Morrigan.
So heroic.
Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the Blight. Even I.
I understand.
And you, Wardens, do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
And with this short conversation, this game has me feeling like the hero of the story. This is Bioware at their very friggin' best. This is the kind of writing that makes games good. I understand.
Allow me to get my things, if you please.
Sir Foo-Foo!
I am at your disposal, Grey Wardens. I suggest a village north of the wilds as our first destination. 'Tis not far, and you will find much you need there. Or, if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide. The choice is yours.
I have no problems with your presence if Alistair doesn't.
From the way he glares, I imagine that answer is clear.
Do you really want to take her along because her mother says so?
Oh, get over yourself, Alistair.
If you worry that I will summon demons and transform into an abomination, I assure you I will at least wait until you are not looking.
I feel better already.
I do have a few questions.
I may have answers. Ask.
Are you really Flemeth's daughter?
'Twas she who raised me, and thus I consider her my mother, born from her womb or not. 'Tis what you meant, yes?
Just wondering her age.
She would no more tell me than you, I assure you.
Have you never been outside the wilds?
From time to time. I have been to the village I mentioned, watched its people, and pondered what curious beings they are. On occasion, I purchased goods from the village merchants. There I spoke with men a little. There they stared and knew me as an outsider. Mother wishes for me to expand the horizon of my experience beyond the wilds. Even she was not born here.
Is that what you want?
What I want is to see mountains. I wish to witness the ocean and step into its waters. I want to experience a city rather than see it in my mind. So, yes, this is what I want. Actually, leaving is harder than I thought, however. Perhaps Mother is right. It must simply be done quickly.
Tell me about the village to the north.
'Tis a small place of little consequence called Lothering. No more than a stop along your Imperial Highway where travelers purchase goods from local farms and smiths.
I love this game.
I would go more often were it not for the town's chantry. It makes the village particularly intolerant and unpleasant for a stranger such as me.
A chantry? And they never in all this time thought that maybe you were a witch?
Of course they have. They even called out their Templars once. They found nothing.
Is there any reason to go to Lothering, then?
I mention it for its tavern, where travellers gather with news from other places. 'Tis small enough that our appearance might go unnoticed. Beyond that, 'tis close, and I know the way.
Excuse me? How are we going to get past the Darkspawn?
The real question is how we are going to get your friend past the Darkspawn, is it not?
That's true. We can sense the Darkspawn. Conversely, they can sense us.
Oh, goody. That's not reassuring.
We should be able to sneak past smaller groups, but larger ones, or particularly intelligent Darkspawn, will always detect us.
Mother has given me something else for them to smell instead as we pass by. 'Tis important we head out of the wilds, however, not farther in.
Darkspawn are camped further into the forest?
They come from underground, like an eruption. They broke through deep within the forest, and that is where they will be most concentrated.
What skills do you have exactly?
I know a few spells, though I am nowhere near as powerful as Mother. I have also studied history and your Grey Warden treaties.
Can you cook?
I can cook, yes.
Never mind him. You don't have to cook.
You missed your chance. Now it's charred rabbit from here on out.
Nice. No more questions.
Farewell, Mother. Do not forget the stew on the fire. I would hate to return to a burned-down hut.
Bah! 'Tis far more likely you will return to see this entire area, along with my hut, swallowed up by the Blight.
All I meant was...
Yes, I know. Do try to have fun, dear.
Ois! Yeah, Sir Fufu's our puppy dog. He's a Marbari warhound. He was with us at the battle, too. I thought he passed away, but apparently he didn't get brought here by Flemeth, but he just found his way here anyways. It's a miracle. It's Sir Fufu. Stupid. Oh, Sir Fufu. He's so awesome. Totally the best. Do you see anything interesting? Oh, I found nothing. Alright. Alrighty. Let's see, we got a door here. Probably the door we came out of, right? I don't know. Is that the door we came out of? Let's open it and find out. Now it's locked. Very nice hut. Very, very fashionable. I like it. You know when I like it? I like it. Okay. We need to go this way. Anything else?
Have you not left yet?
Oh!
I hope you are not hanging about for some stew.
Ooh. Stew? You could go with us, you know.
Huh, I prefer to remain here. Considering what the world has done to me, I have already done more than it deserves.
And what has the world done to you?
That is between the world and me.
Oh.
Your business is elsewhere.
Could you answer some questions?
Questions, questions. One would think a Grey Warden would be more interested in action.
Do you have any advice?
About the Darkspawn?
About anything, really.
Then hear this. I laugh at a world full of stupid humans who ignore the Blight's evil and abandon their vigilance to chase mortal goals. Remember, It is up to you to destroy the Blight. Pray not for someone else to destroy it. It will always nip at your heels.
Okay. Can I ask about your magic?
What good would it do you? You are no mage. It is sufficient that I have passed on my knowledge to Morrigan, and I pass her on to you.
Like a worn dress or an old pair of shoes.
Are you still here? You cannot give them away, apparently.
I like how in Dragon Age Origins, Flemeth comes off as doddering and almost senile, and then you see her in Dragon Age 2, and she's younger, very sane, and very scary and powerful. It's pretty cool. How long have you lived in the wilds?
Since before I was wrinkled and old. Ah, you may think it strange, but I was once young and beautiful, just as Morrigan is now. Yes, men desired
She's right.
Flemeth then, and some even killed for her.
You don't seem happy about that.
I am not, nor was I then. It dictated all that followed. But enough. You have your task to complete.
What will you do once we're gone?
Have a moment's peace for once.
I hear the peace of the grave is eternal.
This is the thanks I get for feeding you and putting up with you for this long. Ah, may your child one day treat you the same.
Feed me, she says. Without me, I swear she shall be caked in dirt and eating tree bark inside of a month.
No more questions.
Then we are done. Now, if you will excuse me, I have some dinner to eat.
Oh, so many good conversations. Oh, just so good. Oh, looks like Alistair can level up here. We should probably do that. Let's save our game. Deep in the wilds. And let's level up Mr. Alistair. Ah. Good. 1 constitution and 2 willpower. He's already got a specialization of Templar. Master combat training would be good. Yep, that'll work. Talents. So he's got the righteous strike of the Templars. He's got powerful. Weapon and shield. Sure. Okay. Let's move on out this way. So this is us here, and I guess the only place we can click on. We can either just go to camp, or we can go to Lothering. Let's see what happens when we go to camp. So this is what our camp looks like. Here we can interact with people during the nighttime, that kind of thing. Oh, there's an axe here. Can I have it? No. Is there fufu?
Oh, why, you little...
You harassing my dog.
Me? Harassing your dog? I should say it's the other way round. Your furry friend here took offence at me getting near his food. He snapped at me, look.
Well, he is a war dog.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me. I once heard a really old legend about how the Hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh. Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
I'd never feed you another human being.
It's not cannibalism if he's eating it, you know.
Extremely intelligent breed. Extremely.
Look at what your fool dog placed in my pack. A putrid, half-eaten hare is not something a woman wants to find in her unmentionables.
Oh my goodness. Can't be stinkier than what normally goes into them. Yep.
I am going to pretend I never heard that. The dirty mongrel can have this back. There. And tell him not to do it again.
Oh man. It was a gift. You can't just throw it away like that.
I just did. I don't want it, you worthless fur bag.
You hurt his feelings.
Oh, he's just trying to be manipulative, I can tell. I do it too.
I do it too. Trying to find your way through the earth, are we? Camp is the best. It's gonna take some time, you know. Well, good luck with that then. Okay. What else we got going on? Well, we got Alistair over there, and we got... Oh, she's way down there. Alright, I guess we'll talk to Alistair first. Sarah. Oh, jeez. I think these can get filled up with stuff, but I can't remember how.
What do you need?
You want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
He was like a father to you, I understand.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry.
Need to apologize.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
He had you.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
He saved your life by sending you to the tower.
Yes. I know. I think he came from High Ever, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just...
My entire family was murdered just recently.
Oh, of course. How stupid of me to forget. Here I am going on and on about Duncan, and you... I am so sorry. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Maybe I'll go to High Ever with you when you go.
I'd like that. So would he, I think.
You get approval ratings from people. Alistair approves, +5. So my approval rating went up. Alright, let's go over here. Talk to Morrigan.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
You ever been hunted by the Chantry?
You are very cute to ask so many questions.
You are cute when you're evasive.
Really? Perhaps we should be wrapped in ribbons and adorned with flowers. So cute are we, too. My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
Feel sorry for the Templars.
They came with as much swagger and arrogance as they did self-righteousness. Pity them if you wish, for they held none for us. Flemeth would warn them, once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Flemeth used you as bait?
'Twas a game, and I a young girl. If I didn't get to play, I would have been very upset. Wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
What exactly is an apostate?
You do not know? The Zealots use that word for any magic they do not control. The Chantry sees any mages not leashed to the circle of magi as apostates, and apostates could become maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It may even be true, still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit.
If I were a mage, I might think the same.
Thank you for small favors, then, at the very least. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
But I want to talk
What do you
more.
wish of me?
I want to ask something.
If you must.
Is Flemeth really what she seems to be?
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
Powerful Maleficar.
You mean, is she truly the Flemeth of legend and story? Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
More interested in the truth.
I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
Sure.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful, a fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Heard this part?
The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife. And Osen agreed.
Sold his wife to another man?
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conobar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
So she truly loved Osen then.
That was not the point. Conobar had no honor, so she would not have him. Flemeth begged the spirits to aid her, and 'twas they who slew Conobar. The demon the legend tells of came later. Lord Conobar's allies chased Flemeth, you see. Chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Which, she never invaded or he never defeated her?
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
You believe her
I
version?
do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has colored her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
How is it that she has survived for so long?
The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
Legend tells of Flemeth having many daughters.
You ask if I have sisters. I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one. And these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed. So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Why would she refuse to speak of them?
The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
Aren't abominations usually insane horrors?
How often is this usually? Always? If not always, then when is it not true? There are more things in this world and the next than you or I could ever hope to understand. What Flemeth became is a mystery. I suspect even to her.
Interesting story, thank you.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
She died recently, in fact.
Ah, then you have my sympathies for what it is worth. Which is very little, I am certain. It matters not. Let us move on.
Okay. Good chat. No. Great chat. Alrighty, I'm just gonna save my game, and I think, folks, that is gonna be it. Thank you so much for tuning in to Mist Valley's The Dragon Age series, which Season 1 is Dragon Age Origins. Appreciate everybody who watches these videos very, very much, and please spread the word about Mist Valley Gaming. Continue to watch the videos yourself. That's awesome. Thank you. And may all your crazy be in good fun. My name is Dread from Mist Valley Gaming. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. because gaming should be
Fun.